We wake these days in the lingering white of winter dawns. All around our tiny home on the hill is pearled with the aftermath of snowfall, the glitter of heaven. Every day for the last week after we received this beautiful gift of snow, before donning my coat to race out the door with Brady, I cooked a warm oatmeal porridge and found a streaked splendor of a sunrise waiting for me out of my southeast window. And in that pause, in my slow-footed going, there bloomed an instant of wonder. I just wanted to stand outside, quite still, and breathe. Breathe in the crisp, newborn air and slashed glories of pink in the sky. Feel the glitter of snow run through the woods and come into the welcoming warmth inside, appreciating the roof, candles, and heater even more. Let the day rise, the light come into my heart to work, make and do my ordinary things at home with brightness in my soul. I love baking throughout all seasons, but during winter time I tried a new recipe of sourdough fougasse. The recipe will be attached in the notes. First, I mix flour with water and let it rest for 30 minutes. Then I added mature sourdough starter with salt, mixed everything by hand until the dough was smooth. Then I added olive oil and chopped Kalamata olives. You can also add herbs de Provence. I gently folded the ingredients into the dough and let it bulk ferment for 3.5 hours. When the dough doubled in size and was nice and bubbly, I divided it into 4 equal parts, gently rolled them into oval shape on the parchment paper, and gave them a final rest for an hour while preheating the oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. At the end, I made 2 diagonal cuts into the dough and baked them for 25 minutes or until a nice light golden color. Soup is a staple in our home during hot and cold seasons. After I spent an afternoon baking, I want nothing more than a warming, nourishing pot of soup for dinner at night. For this delicious minestrone soup, I added a nice variety of vegetables, chopped onions, carrots, and celery to the depth of flavorful herb-flecked tomato broth. I added starchy beans and pasta to make it nice and thick. And at the end, I tossed in green beans for texture and topped it off with fresh parsley and a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. This is my comfort food, and I can eat it every day with a piece of homemade bread. After the soul-easing joy of Christmas has passed, we have faced the gray, blank January days in the new page of the year. Right around this time, we decided to take a spontaneous 10-hour trip up north to visit some friends and to see the Lake of Michigan in its winter beauty. An unusual kind of visit, especially with an 8-month-old baby. On our way there, we encountered a great snowstorm. Last time I remember seeing so much snow in Ukraine more than 10 years ago. The lake rested in its wild winter solitude. I knew with all my visceral senses that I encountered beauty. My whole being was like a fragile bird in the ever gracious, majestic, sheer giveness of God, speaking through the deep, icy blue waters. My everyday motherhood moments bring their quiet, predictable joys and challenges. Whenever my soul becomes weary of long trips, fussy baby attitudes, or simply frustrated due to the lack of organization that comes with a traveling lifestyle, I then remind myself of something that I learn deeply every day. And that is, home is not some niche interest in the Martha Stewart model. It's not a perfect house with a pool in the backyard. Home doesn't have to be a house that belongs to you for generations. The world that you make within the walls of your house is what constitutes a home. Home is a space framed by color, filled with art and music. It's soup and bread dinner by the candlelight. It's instrumental music lilting in the shadows. It's a warm scent of freshly made bread drifting through the rooms. It's hearty books read together before bedtime. Even if the most ordinary days feel like nothing interesting is taking place in your life, they still have tiny sacred moments waiting to be noticed.